Hi everyone, it's Shelly with the Garden of Cats and Dogs, and today I am going to be doing my plant spotlight of the week. I know it is a bit late because I promised I would do it on Sundays, but if you go to my video I actually posted on Sunday, it was about switching out the gravel on my aquarium to a planted tank substrate. And after this lovely intro, there will be a little 16-second video of some exciting news to do with my aquarium. I actually received today a Amazon sword. I got this as a background plant because Amazon swords do grow humongous and very tall. And since my 5-gallon is 14 inches tall, I wanted a very tall aquarium plant. And so I took a video of that in my tank. My tank is still cloudy because the substrate I do use is a very cloudy substrate when it is stirred up. And so on to that. Alright guys, so that is the video of my aquarium as it sits right now. I did pull out all the soap plants. So soap plants will actually be going into a hospital tank I'm going to be setting up in the future. Once I do get a fish, I am buying a aquarium off of Amazon, a little 1 gallon for 12 bucks. That's going to be a hospital tank. So unfortunately I do have to buy a new heater for my current aquarium because my heater died. I went to plug it in today after doing a small water change just because my ammonia level was too high for my cycle, and it had stalled my cycle and it didn't cut on. So then I put in my backup heater and my backup heater didn't cut on. So I am in the process of buying a new heater for that tank. Since I do now have live plants in it, I do need the heater. Anyways, and if I look like poo, I apologize. I am having absolute terrible allergies. Something I haven't spoke a lot on my channel. I have an autoimmune disorder. We are not sure what it is because due to the virus I wasn't able to get tested for it, but my doctor did confirm I do have one via the signs that I was explaining and the signs that he could see. So once all of this craziness is over, I'll be able to get tested and actually find out what I have. Anyways, you know I don't like talking about my personal side of this because I'm sure you guys don't care. But today's plant spotlight of the week is going to be Pothos. Pothos, Pathos, however you want to say it. I find them great plants, and I'm going to be touching on 4 different varieties. One of the varieties I have is not the Epipremnum aureum, which is the true Pothos. One of the varieties is Epipremnum, which is actually not technically a true Pothos, and I'll explain more into that when we go outside to see my Pothos. Okay guys, we are now outside, and as you can see I do have ignore my porch. I didn't realize that was behind me. So as you can see to the left of me right here, and I will adjust my camera so you can see her better now, this is one of the 4 varieties of Pothos. Now Pothos is a generalized name for a variety of plants that grow and can either be in hanging baskets like this beautiful girl right here, or can have poles like my golden here and grow up. Now they do get larger leaves when they grow up. There are quite a few in Florida. I'm sure if you type in large golden pothos leaves, you'll see pictures and videos on Google where they're literally, the leaves are larger than your head. Now my girl is in the process of growing new leaves since she came outside. She does much better when she goes outside, and I've had this golden for going on 3 years. I had 3 golden pothos beforehand because I was told, oh, they're such an easy plant, nobody's ever killed them. I killed all 3 before I got this girl. And let me adjust my camera. Oh, the lighting is terrible, but this is her. Sorry about the lighting, but this is her. As you can see, she's very bushy on the bottom. I'm actually working on bushing her out more, and I'm training her to grow upwards, which is why you see the twine tied around. And so this is my golden pothos. Now Epipremnum aureum, which is the variety we're talking about now, is the true Pothos. And in Epipremnum aureum, there are only a few actual varieties of Epipremnum aureum, and I know I'm probably saying this terribly long. There is golden pothos, pearls and jade, which this is a pearls and jade, marble queen, which this is a marble queen, jade pothos, glacier, enjoy, mandula, and Jacinta. Now, there is a Epipremnum aureum that people are producing that is called a snow queen. A snow queen is not an accepted variety of Epipremnum aureum because it is just a more white variegated form of marble queen. Now, people are selling it called Snow Queen because Marble Queen is actually a patented name, and the people selling their plants as Snow Queen are selling it because they can actually be sued if they use the patented name of Marble Queen. So if you see a plant listed as a Snow Queen, and it looks just like this gorgeous girl here with the white and green variegation, I'm really sorry about this light, guys. With this white and green variegation on it. Now, some of them have a super white variegation that my girl doesn't have. She has more of the dark green variegation. The super white version is what people are selling as Snow Queen, and Snow Queen is not an accepted variety yet. It is, from my understanding, there was a group of people that are trying to patent it, but it has not been patented as a true variety of Epipremnum aureum yet. So, if you see a plant listed as a Snow Queen, it is in reality just a marble queen, just a highly variegated version of a marble queen. There is also one other called a harlequin. Now, a harlequin is just a specific variegation from mandula where the plant is half green and half white, I believe. I've actually never seen a harlequin in person, but I do know that a while ago there went around a thing talking about this new variety called harlequin, and it was literally just a mandula with a half green and half white, and I do believe someone was trying to breed that, but I don't know if it was successful. I have to do more research on that. And then there are also different varieties of golden that are being released, like Hawaiian golden or giant golden. In reality, these plants are just grown in a specific area. The Hawaiian golden pothos are just grown in Hawaii. There's still a golden pothos, so please don't pay more money for something because someone tacks on a name like Hawaiian or giant. A giant pothos is just a regular golden pothos that has been grown on a pole or on a tree, and the leaves have just gotten huge. That is the natural variety that pothos do. Now, the other pothos I have is an Epipremnum pinnacle, and it's called a Seb Blue pothos, which is this one right here. This one is not technically an Epipremnum aureum. It's still an Epipremnum, so it's still under the classification of pothos, but it's not a true pothos, which is why I'm only going to show it there. So, here's some things that I have found out about pothos. A, they can actually be very hard to care for. I don't understand why they're listed as easiest plant to care for, because I have struggled. I had a mandula. I had neon. Neon was the variety I forgot in pothos, because there is a neon. It's like a yellow variety. Okay, so I had a mandula. I've had a neon. I've had an enjoy. And I believe I even had a glacier. Because I'm not sure. I had two enjoys, but one of them people were saying, no, it's a glacier, it's not an enjoy. So the thing I've realized with the more variegated ones, like this enjoy here, I'm losing my light, sorry guys, this pearls and jade, it's not an enjoy. So the thing I've come to realize is the more highly variegated ones, they need a lot more light, but they can't tolerate direct light or they burn. So another thing I've also noticed is my golden, I can ignore my golden for weeks and it does fine without being watered. But then my pearls and jade here, I have to water it once a week, every week, or it starts dying off. So I think it really just depends on the type you have. Because my golden is growing great. It's been going great for the past 3 years. Every summer I condition it and I bring it outside and I leave it alone outside all summer in full sun and it does amazing. But when I bring it in for wintertime, it starts going downhill. It starts being really unhappy because it was so happy outside. So I just think it's really depending on where you live, because if I live somewhere where it stayed warm enough, I would probably keep all of my plants outside year round. But since I live somewhere that does get below 30 degrees in the wintertime, I do have to bring them indoors. And I don't use a grow light because I used one in the past and I just didn't see any difference in the growth of my plants or the healthiness of my plants once wintertime ended. And since I do live here now, and as you can see, I get a lot of sun where I live because I don't have a lot of trees and I have my giant bay window, I keep everything in that window for summertime. So with Pothos, what I've noticed is they do actually like to dry out, and they will tell you when they need to be watered. So in the case of like my marble queen, she's currently very well watered. Her leaves are standing up. She looks very healthy, but like when she needs water, her leaves will be like this. Like they'll be all droopy, and she'll kind of like, I call it the death droop. When my plants do it, my Cathleya do it, a couple of my other plants do it. And the reason I call it a death droop is because they look like they're dying, but in reality, they just need water, etc., etc. So all of these guys have actually been fertilized a couple of days ago. So I'm hoping that their growth comes out. So another thing I'd like to talk about with Pothos that I don't see talked about a lot is that if they do not get enough light, they will revert. Now reverting, and I will show you reverted leaves. So on my gorgeous marble queen here, if you see these solid green leaves, these leaves reverted because this winter she stayed in my bedroom and she was not getting enough light. Reverted leaves, unfortunately, will never become variegated again. They will never grow variegation, and they will always stay solid green. Now, the reason that they revert is because, like I said, they're not getting enough light, because all plants do need light. Now, I've noticed with more variegated plants, they require a brighter light, but not direct light. So like for my marble queen, I brought her out and I'm slowly transitioning her, which is why there's a couple of burn spots. Her and my Cebu, I'm slowly transitioning them to stay outside the rest of the summer full time. So, because they're on a spot that's shaded, but gets a ton of like shaded direct light. So there's a difference between direct and indirect light. Direct light is like how I'm sitting out here right now and the sun's hitting me directly. Indirect light would be like if I have them in a window and they're getting full sun in the window. That's considered indirect because the window is just distorting the light a bit. So they're not getting the full effect of being out in the full sun. So there's the difference between indirect and direct light, apparently. We're doing this. I was making sure I'm recording because I can't see because the light's so bright. So that is the difference. And like I said, there are only this many varieties of Pothos. Okay, so there are only that many varieties of Pothos that are true Epipremnum aureum. There are tons of other plants. There is Scindidus, Pictus. I can't say it. Anyways, they're called like, they're called Pothos too, but they're not even Epipremnum aureum. They're just called Pothos because, like I said, Pothos is a generalized term for plants that branch out and hang like a pothos and have similar care. Philodendron, like my heartleaf back here, I've had some people call them Pothos, even though they're Philodendron and they're completely different species of plants, but because they hang or can be put on a pole to grow, people call them Pothos sometimes, even though there's distinct differences. Even though they do look the same, there's some distinct differences, especially with me keeping them, that I know now. Like, hey, you can't have an upright Pothos, but you can have an upright Philodendron, which is one that doesn't hang. I've never seen an upright. I mean, I guess this is technically considered an upright Pothos, but then again, when this gets big enough, it'll start hanging, unless I have it on a pole. So yeah, so that's the plant spotlight of the week is Pothos. I know I'm putting this out on a Thursday, which means I have to do another video on Sunday. Leave a comment below if you would like my plant spotlight on Sunday to be about Philodendron. I have 4 varieties of Philodendron, including one upright Philodendron, I don't know how to say it, okay? Or if you would like my plant spotlight to be on a variety of cacti. So leave a comment, Philodendron, cacti, and whichever one has the most comments or likes, I will do the video on Sunday on those. And I just wanted to thank you all again for watching and welcome my new subscribers. I am really excited to expand this channel and to keep pushing out videos regularly like I promise. You will have to forgive me sometimes if I don't get them out regularly. I do just have what's referred to as spoons, and sometimes I just don't have enough spoons for the day. I'm actually doing this right now because I slept most of the day and I had enough spoons to put out this video. So again, thank you guys so much for liking, and please don't forget to hit that like button. And thank you so much for those who watched till the end, because you watching till the end tells YouTube that this video is a video that they should share with other people, and that brings more people to my channel and helps me put out more videos for you guys. Thank you so much and have an awesome day.